The Senate battle over spending heating up. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin says he prefers a plan closer to $1.5 trillion, not the $3.5 trillion figure that his party is pushing. So where's it all heading? Well, let's ask Republican Senator Roger Marshall. Senator, 1.5 trillion, still not the proverbial drop in a bucket, is it?
No, Charles, kill the bill, right? I'm just here at a town hall, finishing up a town hall in Olathe, Kansas, and these people are fired up to kill this bill. They realize it for what it is. It's really $5.5 trillion plus another 1 or 2 on top of it. Charles, this is going to be $7 trillion before it's all over with. It's reckless spending. It's going to lead to reckless taxing, reckless inflation. It's going to kill jobs and kill our economy. This is a thriving economical community, and they are against this legislation.
Yeah, I think most Americans are intuitively, because it goes against the ethos of the nation, right? To pull yourself up by the bootstraps. This effectively will turn us into a giant welfare state like many of these lumbering giants in Europe that look back on their glory days without any hope of ever resurrecting it. And I think that's the decision people have to make. Now, the question is, do you have enough colleagues in the Senate that maybe can stop this? It seems like Joe Manchin's got a number. Okay, so he's off. Maybe, Senator Sinema, maybe she'll stand her ground. And also, I'm reading more recently about the Blue Dog Coalition, which I thought was gone, but apparently there's still 3 Democrats in that as well.
Yeah, you're right, Charles. I do have hope in Senator Manchin and Senator Sinema. They're both very strong people. You wait and see, and Senator Sinema is going to stand up and make a loud statement here. She has a reputation as being a maverick, I think a good maverick, and she's going to speak her piece. She realizes the people of Arizona don't want their taxes raised like it could happen. And then over on the House side, it looks like they formed a circular firing squad, and we just to make sure we stay out of their way, let them keep shooting each other. Every day we slow this down, there's a better chance it fails. As we go back into our states and do these town halls and make sure America knows what's exactly in this legislation, that it is the end of free enterprise capitalism. It is a move towards socialism, government-controlled socialism, and nobody wants that economy.
Yeah, and we've heard Senator Sinema also speak out against the reconciliation process, which it's getting a little bit lost, but it goes against, again, the structure, the checks and balances that the American public rely on, so that there's never any tyranny of the majority, particularly a very slim majority. Is that where you think she'll take her stand? Because I don't think it's just dollars and cents for her.
No, I think it's way more than that. I think that she understands the importance of the filibuster, as the Senator Manchin. And really, that's what the purpose of the filibuster is, to protect the minority and make both parties work together. So I think long term that they need to stand tall now. They do represent their people. I do think that they're listening. In my private conversations with both of them, they understand that stepped-up basis would kill the family farm. They understand that treating dividend income as ordinary income would kill so many businesses as well. And increasing corporate taxes, they understand, is actually a tax on middle America. So they get it. And now, like you're saying, we need them both to stand tall.
Before I let you go, let me switch to the debt ceiling. The White House released a memo yesterday saying if we hit that debt ceiling, it's going to be Armageddon. We'll have a recession. Business will slow down. Millions of people will lose their jobs. They went on to say in this memo that it's been raised 80 times since 1960. And I started laughing. I mean, why have a ceiling if it's going to be raised 80 times? Doesn't that point to the problem here? We've got the ceiling for a reason. Wasn't it put there so we control our impulses to overspend and to get into too much debt?
Yeah, Charles, what keeps me up late at night is our national debt. I'm the proud grandfather of 3.5 grandchildren right now. And when we're pushing our responsibilities onto them as well. So I'm a hell no on raising the debt limit. You can write that down. I'm a hell no. And any Republican that crosses that line, I really feel sorry for them. I think the message has been sent real loud and clear. The Democrats own this. They own the $2 trillion they did on a partisan basis. Now they want to add $7 trillion more. They own the debt ceiling. It's all on them. They've got the votes to do it through budget reconciliation. Yeah. This is on them.
Senator, I've got 5 grandchildren, so I know exactly how you feel. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure talking with you.
Yep, the jewels in our